Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's Friday, and we've got an awesome week-ending podcast in store. Today is React Day, meaning I have saved up all kinds of reacting to do on today's podcast, including all of the games from the Xbox showcase yesterday: Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Kiln, the surprise new release from Double Fine, and another game as well, plus the Alex trailer. The next DLC character in Street Fighter 6 has been released, and I'll be looking at that. And if you can believe it, there's finally some information regarding the upcoming release High Guard that comes out on Tuesday after like a month of radio silence. So we've got a lot to react to, but at the same time, we've got a lot to discuss. Last night I did a tryout stream here on the channel, and it was indecisive, especially after Arc Raiders not doing well for the millionth time, and me deciding that I think it's time to move on. We've got to talk about what exactly it is that we're going to be doing for new playthroughs next week. Plus, guess what? We got to figure out the next DSP tries it. There's a lot going on. It's the end of the week. It's time to get excited. Sit back, relax, buckle your seatbelts, because it is time for the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the show. It's Friday. It's time to chillax here on DSPGaming, and it is time to wrap up a whole bunch of stuff that we've been up to with some reacting, with some determinations of what's coming next, and with good vibes. Welcome to the show. I'm DSP. It is Friday, the 23rd of January, 2026. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you enjoyed this week. Man, what a week it was. We got to really recap. I mean, a lot happened this week. If you really think about it, you know, me getting to the end of Clair Obscura and trying to finish the game and not getting there yet. Pretty much finishing Pokemon, so now we're moving on. Arc Raiders, sadly, just having yet another failed stream where people didn't care about it, so I think it's time to move on from that. And I think the big story, the big success story of this week, the glorious return of Street Fighter 6 to the regular schedule as a game that can be played and enjoyed by all. Me actually kicking butt in the game, getting not one but two characters who are relatively mid to bottom tier to master level. It's been a great week, has it not? I had a great time with all of you, and I want to say thank you, especially this time of year when there's not a lot of big high-profile new releases out, and you got to figure out what to do. It's good to have an audience that's along for the ride with me, that will be here to chill no matter what I'm playing, and to help me figure out what's going to stick and what's going to work for the streams long term. You know, Street Fighter 6 coming back into the mix has actually been excellent. I'm really enjoying coming back into modern fighting games, so I hope that you guys have been enjoying as much as I have. FYI, I tweaked my microphone last night. I want to know how it sounds today. Let me know. Give me some feedback if it sounds any better or worse. You know, I was getting feedback that there was a little bit too much of certain kinds of noise going on, that ever since I upgraded last month, that maybe the tweaks hadn't been, you know, perfect. So let me know if it sounds a little better today, okay? So, we got to talk, because right now, my schedule is in flux. There aren't a lot of high-profile new releases coming out for a bit. That gives us opportunity to play different kinds of games and enjoy a variety of content. But the question is, what? And last night, I did a tryout stream to try to determine just that. And honestly, it didn't really determine much. I would say there's one game I absolutely want to play, and that's Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, ever since I played Silksong, people asked me would I go back and play the original, and I said, well, maybe. I don't see why not, but I didn't want to do it immediately. It certainly didn't make sense to finish Silksong in late November and jump right into the game that came before it. I said, let's give it some time. Well, it's been 2 months, and now I've played other games. We've been separated from that level of content, and I think maybe it makes sense to go back to it. Last night, I did play about 40 minutes of Hollow Knight. It feels like Silksong, just with less abilities, and I don't know if that's going to change over the course of the game. If I'll get more abilities, that'll make, the knight more powerful, just like what happened in Silksong. But, it's pretty much more of the same. I'm down for that. If I played Silksong and beat it, I don't think I'm going to have much issue with Hollow Knight. At the same time, I am now using a better controller, meaning I'm no longer using that Xbox Elite, but instead I'm using the Razer Wolverine Pro, which has much better face buttons, I should say, than the Elite did. And, I ended up getting a giant callus on my thumb playing Silksong. I don't think that's going to happen this time around playing Hollow Knight because I'm going to have better controls. I played, 40 minutes with this, didn't have a problem with it. So I think it's going to be sufficient for the playthrough, okay? So, that did work out well. But outside of that, the 2 games that I played last night that you guys voted for were Dredge, which is a game that's a hybrid of fishing and horror, and Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which I have a problem even really describing. It's basically a puzzle game that has a unique walk-around exploration atmosphere, kind of like a combination of point and click from the 90s with unique atmosphere and puzzles, okay? So, for the record, the stream last night went really well. It did. It actually had a good attendance, good engagement, and good support the whole way through. But it was very hard to gauge who liked what, okay? Dredge, we played for about 30 minutes, and we got into the gameplay loop of fishing, resource gathering, upgrading the ship. We never really got to horror, okay? So I don't know if the game completely flips on its head and changes its style and atmosphere later on, but as for the first 30 minutes, it felt like a fishing game. I liked it. I thought it was fun and chill, and I was like, oh, this could be something good for the rotation for a late night chill stream. But a lot of people in the chat were complaining it seemed very boring. They didn't really like it, so it was hard to judge. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, that's a kind of game that's right up my alley. Unique puzzles that make you think, much like when I was playing Blueprints last year, but a very unique visual style and atmosphere and story that keeps you guessing, kind of a suspenseful, almost like murder mystery. That's the kind of stuff I like, but I don't know if that would work for a live audience. Maybe that's something for an offline kind of a playthrough, or even just for me. I don't know. But Hollow Knight is kind of a shoo-in. So what I'll say is this. Based on last night's stream, I'm going to give Hollow Knight a try this coming Sunday. All right? So this Sunday, there will be a Level 1 podcast in the morning, and then we're going to do Hollow Knight. Okay? I want to see if people will show up, engage, and support with the game that came before Silksong. All right? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Let's find out what happens on Sunday. I hope people who liked Silksong will come back and support Hollow Knight, because it's a great game from everything that I've heard. This is the one that precedes Silksong in the story. So I'm very excited to see, where it goes and how it ties into the plot of Silksong. So, yeah, I hope you'll come back on Sunday if you're into Hollow Knight and Silksong to join me for the premiere. As for the other 2 games, I really don't know yet. Overnight, I kept an eye on YouTube and the videos and the comments. The video views just aren't doing well, to be frank. Dredge did get a good number of comments. Basically, people saying, oh, this actually looks good, and if you play further, there are a lot of horror elements that will make it actually be better. So definitely check out Dredge again, but maybe do it as a chill late night stream. I barely got any feedback on Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Sad, because I think that the game is unique, but maybe if I had played it when it was new years ago, more people would have cared. It doesn't seem like people seem to care right now. So I guess that one is probably going to be a pass. Okay? So I don't know if we're going to be doing Dredge or not. I'd like to hear more feedback on that. I would give it a go if you guys wanted to give it a chance. Okay? What I think we're going to do, all right, just briefly to go through a schedule to give you an idea of what's going to be coming up in the next several days. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. It's my day off for the week. For the record, next week is a much shorter streaming week for me, only 4 days. Finally, I'm going to have 2 days off in a row, that Thursday and Friday. I got a lot of appointments and things lined up. I'm trying to play catch up now. since I really haven't had any real time away from streaming since Christmas, if you think about it. So what we're going to do is Sunday, a level 1 podcast, the premiere of Hollow Knight, and then it's going to be RimWorld, okay? On Monday, we're going to do another level 1 podcast, and you might say, wait, what? Why are you doing another podcast on Monday back-to-back? Well, guess what? Highguard, that new game from the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall that's actually coming out on Tuesday but has been radio silent since the Game Awards, is going to actually do a digital presentation Monday morning at 10 a.m. to actually talk about their game. So we're actually getting information about the game the morning before it releases. Talk about last minute, right? So since they're doing that in the morning, I want to react to that on Monday's podcast. So we will do a podcast both Sunday and Monday, okay? And then we're on Monday night. What I wanted to do originally, I was going to take one of the games from the tryouts and I was going to play it. But to be honest, I just don't feel like any of the games were definitively good enough. So here's what I want to do on Monday night. I want to do a tryouts take 2. I want to try out other games. And this time around, I'm not going to be playing Hollow Knight, so we're going to have more time to try out a variety of games. And what I think I want to do is try out 2 to 3 new games, and I want to play Dredge a second time, since this time, if I give it another 30 minutes, we'll probably get into the horror elements, and we'll see if the game's good or not. Okay? So Monday night, I'm going to do a little bit more Dredge and several other games. We'll do it the same way we did it last night, polling. And we will see what happens with that, and if you guys like something that we can get to stick in the schedule. Then on Tuesday, there will not be a podcast, but a morning show, which will be an abridged version where we just kind of hang out. And then we're going to try Highguard as the daytime stream. I'm actually keeping Tuesday and Wednesday night streams open for now, because depending on what happens on that tryout stream on Monday, we might jump right into a new game Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday's daytime stream is actually going to be Build with Phil Part 2, the Mario and Yoshi Lego set, where we're going to try to get as far as we can in another major stream. My goal is to try to finish that by early February, because I want to have it in my February background for the month. And obviously I can't do that if we didn't finish it. So we're going to try to do that on Wednesday. And like I said, Wednesday night is open. So 4 days next week, you're going to have the premiere of Hollow Knight, RimWorld, a major Street Fighter 6 stream, the new tryouts, Highguard, and then some open streams as well as Legos. It's a good variety of stuff coming up next week, okay? By the way, Street Fighter 6 daytime stream on Tuesday. I'm either going to try out Sagat or Sea Viper. People seem to be pushing me towards Sagat. People seem to be saying that they want to see me try Sagat, and I'm strongly considering it, okay? Cool. Okay, that's what's going on for the next week. So thank you to those who attended the tryout stream last night and helped me determine that we'll try Hollow Knight on Sunday. Let's go from there. All right? Good. So we've got a few shout outs to do already. So hold on, let me get these out of the way and then we'll talk about our other topics for the show today. So first off, I received a $1 tip, anonymous $1 tip. Thank you so much to this person. It looks like they're talking about Dredge, so give me a second here. Okay, this person says, I enjoyed watching the stream clip of Dredge this morning while I was doing chores. If you're not bored by the game, please continue playing it. And have you been told before that you look vaguely like Tony Soprano? No, I've never been told that I look like James Gandolfini before. Absolutely not. I've been told that I look like the British comedian, what's his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The guy who played in the British Office. And I've also been told that I look like Dante from Clerks. But I've never been told that I look like James Gandolfini. That's pretty crazy. Ricky Gervais. Thank you. It was Ricky Gervais is the UK comedian. That's right. By the way, he does great work now as like an animal rights activist. And that's pretty cool of him that he took his successful comedic career and put it into something to try to help, others and other creatures. So good for him. Okay. I received a $10 tip. Thank you. This is an anonymous tipper as well. Let's play a nice animation. Our first animation of the day. Thank you for $10. Some people say they're really disturbed by this animation. Will it go away soon? Yes. On February, I change everything. Don't worry. Okay. So I got a $10 tip. Let's see what this person has to say. Have you seen the memes about the 40,000 Marvel's tourney drama and the players in it for the vibes versus FGC players who were basically fighting to the death for $50 and a Chipotle gift card? I'm wondering how accurate that is. I don't know. The only thing I've heard drama-wise about a Marvel Rivals tournament is that I guess there was a tournament and something happened where one of the teammates was talking junk about another teammate or somehow screwed a teammate out of being in the tournament. And now that teammate was basically like dragged through the mud on the internet and everyone was making fun of them. But now apparently they streamed yesterday and they made a ton of money anyway on the stream, despite the fact that everyone thought they hated them. No, they were getting super chats and memberships and had 1,000 viewers. That's all I know. I don't really know the details. I don't know anyone involved. I don't actually know what happened. I'm just, I read memes and things referenced in social media posts, but I don't really know what happened there. What I can tell you is I can tell you from the fighting game community perspective, okay? When I was in the fighting game community from the late 1990s into the late 2000s, literally you played for peanuts, okay? Even if you were the biggest player and you won multiple tournaments and, you never won any money. Most tournament pools back then never had any kind of a bonus, didn't have any sponsorships involved. It was literally just based on whoever showed up and did an entry fee. So, for example, let's say you went to a tournament for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Ooh, the tournament has 200 to 300 entrants, right? Well, each entrant paid like a $5 entry fee for the tournament. So do the math. 300 times 5 is not a lot. You have a prize pool of around $1,500, and then they would divide that into like the top 3. So the most first place would get probably like $700. Now, you traveled to the tournament, right? So you paid for your transportation. You paid for the hotel. You paid for food. You were lucky to make a profit. And that's if you won the tournament. If you didn't win, you basically, wasted all that money. Now imagine going to EVO, right? The Nationals, and you're flying to Vegas, and you're spending for a Vegas hotel and food in Vegas. You're probably spending thousands of dollars on this trip, and even if you win EVO, you won like $1,000, so you lost thousands of dollars on the trip. That's how it was back then. And then don't even get me started on just like locals. That's like going to like a major tournament I just described. Now you go to a local, entry of 30, 40 participants. Each person, again, paid $5. If you win the tournament, you win like $60, So, yeah, the comparison is, that's real. Today, things are so very different because all these gaming communities that have competitions are all based online. Most of these communities now have sponsorships, teams, all kinds of stuff going on where there's money involved. So, yeah, you can join a team and you can play and you can actually travel the world and you can make a living doing it and make good money if you're in the upper echelon of player. I said this the other day. I only feel like in the FGC particularly, probably 100 people who make a living doing it. Seriously, I mean that too. Like, I don't really feel like there's that many people in the FGC that are making bank playing fighting games full time. You know what I mean? Like, the real money is to be made in content creation, sitting at home, streaming, putting out edited videos about the games, etc. That's where the money is, not the traveling and playing competitively, to be honest. So, yeah, it's for back in the day, playing the fighting game wasn't even playing for profits. It was just playing for the passion of the game, for bragging rights to say I'm the best. There was no profits to be had whatsoever back in the day. They didn't exist. Okay, today things are a lot different, but you have to basically be a pro player who's grinding constantly and join a team, or you just got to get into content creation and try to flip that into something profitable. So there you go. I don't know anything about this Marvel Rivals situation. Okay. Well, someone tipped me $2 says, I don't know what happened, but it sounds like taking a break from it and then upgrading your setup and now playing difficult games like Expedition 33 and mastering the parry mechanic has made you play at your best Street Fighter 6 level since forever. I think you should aim for Grandmaster, you playing at that level. I don't know, but at the same time, there's a couple factors that we have to talk about. Factor number one, yes, I did upgrade my setup. So right now, I am using the absolute lowest input delay possible by playing the game at 1080p, by playing it at 120 hertz, by playing it with an OLED monitor with nearly zero input delay, okay? And now having a good setup, you know, everything. There shouldn't be any delay at all. Like that at all. It should be the factor of the online play. And I think it is, because now what's happening is I'm not noticing many issues with like, oh, there's lag. It's dropped inputs. And dropped inputs are just a prominent problem with any game that uses rollback netcode, because the idea is the game wants to look good, so it will sacrifice your input in order to make the game look smooth. That's awful, of course, for competitive reasons, but that's just how these games are these days. So when I'm doing something and the input just drops, I press the button, well, nothing happened. Nothing can be done. But outside of that, I think I do have the absolute best setup as of now that I could possibly have to play these games. That's number one. Number two, I did give myself a great break. And it stands to reason, because this has happened to me in the past when I was in my prime in my 20s. If I play too many fighting games, I get burnt out. I really do. Like, I'll just play poorly because I'm so not necessarily bored, but when you just play something too much, at least me, I get to the point where, like, I don't know, like, I just get fed up and I play poorly. That's happened. There's been times when, like, when I was grinding in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, when I was grinding in Super Turbo, I would be playing for months and going to tournaments and just sucking and be like, all right, I need to take some time away. And I would take a cold couple of weeks, maybe even a month off. And then I would come back fresh, and all of a sudden I'd be playing better. It's happened in my past, and now it seems to be happening in the modern day. So, yeah, taking that little break, I say little break, it was almost a year from Street Fighter 6, seems to be working. But then there's the third factor, okay? I've been playing mostly against Diamond players this week, okay? Even though, admittedly, when I was doing the casual play, I was playing against the Grandmasters and Masters, and I was kind of holding my own. This week, the dominant streams that I did with Lily and Zangief were against Diamond level players. These are people who are grinding and haven't even made Master yet. So, admittedly, I'm probably better than them anyway. I'm not trying to downplay what I did, because, I mean, to come back after a year, not playing these games, not even understanding the balance changes that these characters have in said game, and coming back and whooping everyone's butt, I think it says something about my skill level, but it also says something about the skill level of modern fighting game players, where they just learn patterns, and if the pattern fails, they don't know how to play because they don't have fundamentals. But I digress. Basically, yeah, I think if I play more, I can get better. Now, can I get to Grandmaster? Probably not. Why? I play too many characters. I don't focus on one or two. I have 5 characters, and people want me to learn a new one on Tuesday. Okay? I don't play enough. The grind is crazy. To get to those higher levels, you got to be playing constantly to get enough points. I simply put don't play enough. I would have to be playing Street Fighter 6 like daily in order to grind to Grandmaster. So even though I think I will play and have a good time and maybe get some great wins against good players, I don't think I will ever get to Grandmaster level. I just don't play enough to do it. You know, I'm just being honest. It would be nice if I could, not gonna lie, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. You know, also, let's be honest, I don't think anyone really cares. Like, sure, some of my audience are hyped for Street Fighter and want to see me play more of it, but would it be any kind of an achievement if I actually hit Grandmaster? Who would give a crap? I'm not part of the FGC. So no one in the FGC will care. You know, my trolls will just downplay it and say, oh, it didn't happen, or make an excuse for it. And my viewers are variety viewers. They're not going to be like, oh, rejoicing in the streets because I hit Grandmaster. So that kind of level of time investment and skill level, like, is it really worth it? No. You know, for me, Street Fighter 6 will be successful if I play it a couple times a week, if I play a variety of characters, if I rotate between them so it doesn't get stale, and if basically I continue to hang at the level I'm playing, right, then it'll be entertaining. If I grind it every day with one character to get them to Grandmaster, I think everyone would be bored with it, you know? I'm just being real here, okay? Okay. I received a $5 tip. Hold on. Let's play a nice $5 animation. So, thank you for the in-depth answer to the FGC comparison question. Your experience offers unique perspectives. It's a shame how much untold FGC history you probably have in the mind. In the mind files. Yes. And yeah, listen. I was part of the competitive FGC from the very late 1990s all the way through 2007. Then I essentially retired. I did come back when Street Fighter 4 came out. When I say come back, I mean that loosely. I mean, I started traveling and playing in tournaments again. I didn't win. I didn't do well, but I was covering it for YouTube as a YouTuber. So I have all that knowledge of one era of YouTube when it was just for the bragging rights. And then I have a whole other wealth of information about the early days of Street Fighter 4 when the whole YouTube creation prominent thing was becoming a big deal. And literally no one talks to me about it. The FGC wants nothing to do with me for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of slander. A lot of people in the FGC who in the early days of content creation were mad at me because I was a guy who did not care about putting out competitive videos. I didn't care about grinding and going to tournaments. I literally sat at home and effed around in the games talking junk all day. And I got more views, prominence, attention, and money than any of people in the FGC. I was bigger than any one of them. Literally bigger than every top player that was there. So they basically started a slander campaign about, oh, fuck DSP, he's a piece of shit and all this. So that basically no one would pay attention to me in the FGC. And it worked. Like people in the FGC who liked me, all of a sudden, oh, well, everyone talks shit about DSP, so I guess I'll stop watching him. I'll go watch somebody else. So yeah, that definitely happened in the early days. We're talking like, you know, anywhere from 2010 through like maybe like 2014-ish. And then I just basically didn't care about fighting games anymore because I hated Street Fighter 5. So I just stopped really caring. And then at that point, people in the FGC didn't care about watching me anyway because I dumped Street Fighter. So yeah, it sucks because I do have tons and tons of knowledge about fighting games. And as I said, that's the kind of crap I would love to talk about with people. I would love to do a show about it. I would love to have people, you know, come and be guests or me be a guest on a show. Let's talk about the old FGC. Really, let's do it. No one wants to talk about it. And by the way, for the record, it could be talking about the games. It could be talking about how tournaments were run. It could be talking about drama. Dude, I know about all the fucking drama. I know about every single piece of drama that happened back then because I was in the middle of it. I was the one on the IRC chats late at night, you know, drama farming and trolling and shit. I knew all about the inside. Dude, we knew about Mr. Wizard and everything he was up to way before it got exposed just a few years ago. We knew that in the early 2000s, but we weren't there to stop it. And sadly, when we were voicing concerns about him becoming prominent as someone running SRK.com, running Evo, the Cannon brothers ignored us and just said, oh, we don't know what you're talking about, even though there were all these stories about Mr. Wizard's behavior and things that he'd been doing in the community. It all went ignored. So that's what I mean. I know about all that shit, but no one ever comes to me because I'm DSP and everyone wants to make fun of DSP instead of listening to the things that I actually have to share. That's a loss, but hey, that's a loss for the community. Sorry. You know, I guess that's just a loss that you're, you know, oh well, I'm happy doing the stuff I'm doing. So I don't really care, but it is sad that that's a wealth of knowledge that's going to be going untapped forever, I guess, right? Okay. Someone just said, I think you and Justin Wong could have a great FGC podcast. False. Why? Because Justin isn't like me. Justin very, very much relies on sponsorships, plugs, that kind of stuff. That's where he makes a lot of his income from. And if he goes on a podcast with someone who's going to say it like it is and not pull any punches and talk about this kind of shit, you know what I mean? He'll play games with me because that's just matches. But dude, the moment that I open my mouth about this stuff, like this, oh, what? You can't say that? So I don't think that would ever happen. So someone just did another $2 tip and says, I know you're a variety streamer. If you stick to one character and you play a few times a week, you'll make it to a grand. You'll make it to, make it to grand, like Grandmaster. That's how I did it. Forget what anyone says to downplay your achievements. Do it for the true Street Fighter 6 fans. We love you and your evolution as a player. I get what you're saying, and I do realize there are some people who care, but it's not my whole audience. That's the problem is, you know, this isn't like the old days where everything that I did got attention and, you know, I could play a 4-hour stream of Street Fighter and make 40 videos, and each video got 5,000 views, and I made like $2,000, which actually used to happen back in the day, which is insane when you think about it, but it really did happen. I would literally sit down and play Street Fighter for an afternoon and make like $1,000. It was ridiculous. Today's very different. I have to find what works for my audience. I'm streaming for an audience, not for myself. And as much as I might say, oh, it feels good to grind to Grandmaster and say that I have skill again and fight Street Fighter, I don't think that my audience is going to care that much. Just being real, I just don't see it. But maybe I'm wrong. If I'm off base, you guys let me know, but I don't see it happening. Okay? Thanks for the support. Let's see here. I got a $1 tip. Someone says, I'm going through your playlist. I saw a playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, but nothing for part 2. If you didn't play it yet, you consider trying it for May 4th. May the 4th be with you, right? Yeah, I never played the sequel. Never did. It was funny because Knights of the Old Republic almost never happened. So originally, I wanted to play it, and I was going to play it on PC. This is before I had issues with PC gaming and became a console gamer for like a decade. So I got the game on PC, and I got a mod that made it widescreen and HD. We played it for like 10 hours, and the mod broke. And the whole game crashed. I couldn't play it anymore. So then it was many years later, and I played it as a console game, which is very inferior, let me tell you. You know, the graphics didn't look good. It controlled poorly. But it was cool to play it because I really wanted to see. This was the predecessor to games like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and it was really cool to see BioWare in that early time, how they made a game that actually was quite unique and good. I would like to play Knights of the Old Republic 2 someday. But I just, you know, no one's really asked for it. And I don't think there's really a modern way to do it. Like, wouldn't I have to play a crappy console version of it again to really make it work? Does it, if there's a PC version, you know, that would play on a modern computer, I don't know. I'm not in on that. And I mean, I do have a good gaming PC now, so maybe we could figure out a way to make it happen. I don't know. It's a good suggestion. I think that maybe we could play it someday. Princess Luna, with our marbles in the mouth. Our first gifted membership of the day. Thank you so much to Princess Luna for the gifted. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the early support. And for the record, so after we finish the podcast today, it's going to be Clair Obscur, Endgame, and Finale. Okay, it is. It's going to be time to finish this game and beat Simon, but I get the feeling not a lot of people are going to stick around for it. I've been playing this game for over 60 hours. I think a lot of the audience is kind of tired of it, but I need to finish it. Like, today is make or break. If I don't beat Clair Obscur today, I'm not beating it. All right, I'm just making that clear. If Simon does not fall today, I'm just not going to defeat him, which sucks because I don't want to leave it unfinished, but I can't keep doing streams of this that no one really cares about. So I hope that you will stick around for Clair Obscur after the fact, but it sure would be great if you could support the podcast today if you're going to take off, so that way, hopefully, this is a successful stream despite the fact I'm playing Clair Obscur. Thank you. Okay. So, let's see what to do. We have a lot to talk about. All right, we do. Should we start? I think we should start with reacting and the like, because we have so much to talk about. Let's go ahead and let's pause this music for now, because if we're going to start reacting to stuff, obviously, I want you to be able to hear it, right? Hopo X. Oh, actually, how is everyone? I forgot to say hello to everyone today. How rude of me. We're 30 minutes into the podcast. I haven't said hello. Hello, everyone out there live. How you doing? Who do we got today? We got Scooty Andrum, Ragnarok, Fed Roger, Copium, Apollo, Ruisu, Chris is here, Banana Jose is here, Hobo X is here. There's a drama farmer in the chat. How nice. Who else? Okay, Rubbish Bin, Fenty Pops, Grandmaster Scroll. Who do we got over here? Plum Master, Admiral Akbar, Quantumint, Most Tasteless, Barely Legal Opinion, Chronos Spar Sing 7. I can't even say the name. Who else? Your future stepson. And more. Captain Based Pants. Welcome, everyone, to the show, and I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier. I got wrapped up in myself, and we all know how much I like to hear myself talk. Anyway. So Hobo X had said, no interest in Dragon Quest 7, and for what it's worth, Lorelei looks interesting to me. Maybe others are interested as well. There's much interest in Dragon Quest 7. I want to play the Dragon Quest 7 remake coming out in February. I don't think it's going to work. Seriously, I don't think so. It sucks because I would like it to be. I would like to do it. But I don't think, I think what'll happen is I'll play the demo or I'll buy the game. I'll play it for like a stream and that's it. These turn-based JRPGs don't work for whatever reason. The problem is I love them. I wanted to play Metaphor. Didn't work, right? Look at when I try to play a Like a Dragon game these days. Won't work. Doesn't work. And now, I basically force-fed Clair Obscur down the audience's throat with a giant spoon, like shoving it into your mouth to give it to you because I really wanted to play it. but it hasn't worked for the most part. So I don't like. I want to play Dragon Quest VII. I just don't know if it's going to work. We might have to try and see what happens, I guess. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. What else do we got? We have Rubbish Bin. Excuse me. Hold on one second here. I got to get rid of this idiot. There we go. Rubbish Bin became a member this morning. Thank you so much, Rubbish Bin, for becoming a member this morning. And then Scooty Andrum just became a member this morning. Thank you for the membership, Scooty. I appreciate that. Pizza Time X90 just did a $2 super chat to become today's first super chat. Actually, I take that back. Chimchar did a $2 super chat and said, are you going to play Barbie Land today?
No.
But thank you for the super chat. And then there was a $2 super chat from Pizza Time X90, who just said, I'm leaving soon, so I wanted to contribute now. Thank you to Pizza Time for the contribution. I appreciate that. Quick reminder of the ways you can support the content. If you're watching live right now, there's multiple ways that you can help out this channel. You can like the stream, and the engagement helps a ton. Please like the stream if you're enjoying it. You can engage with me, tag me in the chats, interact. That's a big part. You can go ahead and contribute on the YouTube side. You can become a member. You can give some memberships, or you can do a super chat. On the kick side, you can throw some kicks my way, or you can become a subscriber, or you can donate some subscriptions to your fellow viewer. Or, no matter where you are or how you're watching, live or not, you can tip me via my PayPal. Just check out the description of any video or stream that you're currently watching, and you'll see that link. Or if you're in chat, you can type !tip, and a link will pop up to show you how you can tip. Thank you very much in advance for any contributions. Thank you guys so very much. Now let's move on to our next topic, okay, which is going to be reacting to a whole bunch of stuff. All right, we got a lot of stuff to react to this morning. Let's start, all right, at the beginning. So first off, Highguard, which we already talked about, but let's do a formal update on this, shall we? So, Highguard is the new FPS hero shooter, I think is the right way to describe it, from the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall. It comes out on Tuesday. Yes, this coming Tuesday, and it's free to play. But you might say, well, I didn't hear anything about this game. Well, yeah, for some bizarre reason, they haven't advertised the game whatsoever. I mean, take a look at it. It looks like some kind of a devil elf riding a bear. There's a guy with a sword that looks like it's medieval, but he's wearing futuristic armor and has a machine gun in his hand. And then there's a woman who looks like she's wearing a scout outfit from like Robin Hood, but she has a sniper rifle. What the hell is this game? No one knows. So they showed a gameplay trailer at the very end of the Game Awards and haven't said a word about their game since December. This has left the entire gaming community wondering what the hell is going on with Highguard. Like, is this game even really coming out on Tuesday? And it's free. So a lot of people are like, we're going to try it anyway. Even if it sucks, we want to give it a go, you know? Well, guess what? They finally announced on Monday morning, 10 a.m., there will be a deep dive announcement for Highguard and supposedly explaining everything about the game. It's already got a placeholder here on YouTube. So if you're interested, you could go check out the Highguard YouTube channel, which has a whopping 1,084 subscribers. So you can usually gauge the hype for a game when the game's official YouTube channel has less than 2,000 subs. Let's get some subs for Highguard. Everyone run over to the Highguard YouTube page and subscribe. Let's give them some love. To be honest, I thought Titanfall was pretty good. I thought Titanfall 2 was pretty good. And I thought Apex Legends, for what it was pretty good. So I don't dislike the games that this studio has made, but I'm finding this very bizarre. The fact that this game comes out on Tuesday and we don't know anything about it until the day before. Like, what? And by the way, for the record, I am checking this game out on Tuesday. I want to see what it is, too. I'm curious like everyone else. Could it be the next Code Violet? Or could it be the next Concord? Which I think is what... Hey, what's up, everyone? Says, hey, DSP. What's going on? Thanks for saying hello on the chat there. Yeah, what could it be? No one seems to know what the game's going to be. So I guess it's a big question mark. All right, so I'll be not watching this live, but I will react to whatever this presentation is on a podcast on Monday morning right here on DSP Gaming. Okay? Cool. So here's the question. Does anyone think it's going to be good? I mean, see, here's the thing. It's being made by a studio that's made good games before. But I'm really confused as to why they have not advertised this game whatsoever besides at the Game Awards. Like, there's been nothing at all, and they're only going to talk about it the day before. Like, what gives? Seriously. I wonder what's going on. Does anyone, like, what do you think? Nope, no chance in hell. There's no chance. Doubt it. Fed Rogers said, I think it'll be a decent multiplayer game, but really nothing special. I mean, it's basically, it's free, you know? So if you're not paying for it, and then you play it and you decide to spend money on it later, you know, is that really a bad thing? Maybe the game will release bare bones, but over time they'll add content and it's free to play, so at least dabble with it on release day or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm going to try it on Tuesday. I think the rumor is it's going to release Tuesday at 1 p.m. on Steam, which is a really weird time. But I don't know if it's 1 p.m. Eastern or if it's 1 p.m. Pacific. High Guard. Here it is. Add to your wish list. The game plans to unlock in approximately 2 days. Oh, God, it needs both Secure Boot and TPM 2.0. Do I even have those? I don't even know if I have both. I have one of them because one of them was required for Battlefield, but I don't even know if I have the other one, honestly. Yeesh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm going to try it. The thing is, if you can't even install it ahead of time, it might be a nightmare. Everyone trying to download this thing, getting anti-cheat to work, and trying to get it to work with their system, and then everyone hitting the servers at exactly the same time. It could be a huge flop. I guess we'll have to see. But I am going to try it as the first stream on Tuesday and see if it works. Hopefully it does, you know. Oh, really? Daz Auto Chick says, I think you do have it because Black Ops 7 also requires both. Oh, well, then I have them. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Good to know. I have them. It's required for Windows 11 standard. Well, no, when I played Battlefield 6, I had to install one of them from scratch, and I even had to do it. I had to boot it and do it like the, what do they call it? The BIOS? I had to go to like the BIOS and stuff to enable it. So, okay. Anyway, so High Guard is happening on Tuesday, and I'll check out that presentation and cover it for you guys on the podcast on Monday. It's very intriguing, right? Like, what is going on with this thing? Okay, it is time to start reacting. Excuse me. I'm glad that I'm muting that because it's really gross. It's time to start reacting to the stuff that happened during the Xbox showcase. Or do you want to react to Alex first from Street Fighter 6? You guys want to do the Xbox stuff or Alex first? We got React Fest today, Reactathon. What do you guys want to see? Xbox, Alex first? Oh, let's do Alex. Alex will be quick, because then we can talk about all the Xbox stuff back to back. Okay, Alex and Street Fighter 6 it is. Does it have a 4K quality? It does. Let's go 4K, baby. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. All right, everybody, you ready? The next DLC character for Street Fighter 6 is a returning character from Street Fighter 3 and then Street Fighter 5. He's a pro wrestler. He's a character that was actually meant to be the main character of Street Fighter. And it flopped because no one liked this character or his design, and actually he was only mid to low tier. Why would you make a character who's mid to low tier in your competitive fighting game the main character of the series? Like, what? So anyway, after like 2 versions of Street Fighter 3, they dropped that whole idea. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alex. Let's see what he looks like in Street Fighter 6. Here we go. Oh, yes. Look at that fancy spray paint detail in 4K, baby. Here we go.
Guys like me can make some good cash putting their bodies on the line.
That's his voice?
I'm used to being hated. Though, lately, I can't help but thinking.
What a terrible voice actor. Sounds terrible, really, like a bad New York accent or something.
It seemed like a lifetime ago that I was spending my time fighting in the streets.
All right, sure. Round one.
This is his song? Counter hit standing roundhouse. His song has lyrics? They actually gave him a theme song with Japanese lyrics. Are you serious? You're gonna have to hear this every time you play the game? Oh no.
I can hear the fans snoring.
Whoa, he can do dashing low. What the heck? So, he's totally different. I can tell you right now, he's no longer like a heavy grappler like he was designed to be. He looks like he's a faster, like a character that goes around stuff, tries to counter hit you and fool you into setups. He looks so different from how he used to be played. And they absolutely are copying real wrestling-like style, like a pro wrestler style. Look, swinging DDT. So the stomp does a ground bounce into a combo now. Look at that.
You ain't running your mouth now.
Try to keep up.
I predict mid to low tier. I'm serious. I predict mid to low tier. He does not look like a rushdown character, which is the dominant meta of the game. I foresee that he'll be able to outplay certain players, but the thing is he's reliant on either tricking or countering an opponent rather than actually just going on the offensive. I don't think he's going to be very good, just being honest. See what I mean? He baits the dragon punch and then he does a giant punish. His level 3 is a boring leg submission. Did you see that? That was the most boring level 3 animation in the entire game. All he does is a leg submission move. So here's what I mean. Like, I like the idea that he looks like a pro wrestler and his moves are emulating pro wrestling moves, but he's not very exciting. Like, the moveset doesn't look that interesting. He has to counter things or trick his opponent and react to them rather than rush down, which is the dominant way to play the game. I do not think he's going to be very good at all, honestly.
This is my job.
And he has a horrible the voice acting. It's not the voice actor's fault. They're telling him sound like a fake New York accent. It sounds awful.
Go, arrest! Over the limit! Say your prayers!
Well, I'm getting him because I bought the pass. And yeah, he has a V trigger. He does Kenny Omega's V trigger move because he is Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega did the mocap for most of his moves. Kenny Omega is a real pro wrestler. I should have said that first. Kenny Omega is a real pro wrestler, and he did most of the mocap for Alex. So that's why a lot of those look like real wrestling moves, because it actually was Kenny Omega doing them in a studio, and then they made it into a character in the game. But it's kind of silly. So Street Fighter V had a move called a V-trigger for every single character. It was like one of their unique special moves. The pro wrestler Kenny Omega decided to adopt a move in his wrestling moveset called the V-trigger, and now they put the V-trigger move from wrestling into the next Street Fighter game. A little nerdy. I'm just saying. It's a little nerdy to do that. Like fanboyish. Anyway, like I said, sadly, he doesn't look good to me. He doesn't. Like, again, what is the meta of Street Fighter? The meta of Street Fighter is complete and utter dominating rushdown, knocking you and pushing you into the corner, and then doing a 50-50 mix-up, guessing game to the end of the round. That's Street Fighter 6 top tier meta. Does it look like Alex can do that? No. It looks like what Alex does is he waits and tries to hit you around stuff, but if someone's just constantly rushing you down in your face, he won't have a chance to do shit. He's going to stand there and get bodied like everyone else who doesn't have a true good reversal or anything. He's going to try to do the stomp over and miss, and then he gets fucking punished and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but he just doesn't look very good to me. There's ways they can get around that. Like, for example, they can make it that the stomp tracks, and therefore if someone's rushing you down, he stomps and just immediately auto stomps on the enemy and can get a punish combo. Like, that would be cool. But then the stomp would have to be safe. So, I don't know. And also, he's much smaller than he used to be. Like, in Street Fighter 3, he's supposed to be a big character, like a big brawler grappler. He only had one character bigger than him, and that was Hugo. But now, he's, like, small. Like, in comparison to the other characters in the game, he's actually quite small. I think Minot's bigger than him. Right? So, I don't know. I think they wanted to make him, like, a hyper-realistic wrestler, which is fine, but I don't know if it really works with how everything else that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not feeling too great about that. Oh, someone's saying, who's the fourth character? That's Ingrid from Capcom Fighting Jam or Capcom Fighting, what was it called? Revolution or whatever. She's a garbage character that was only created for one game and then discarded. And for some reason, Capcom are putting her in Street Fighter 6 for some unknown reason. A lot of people were upset because they're like, there's a million characters you could put in this game people want, and then you put her in instead. So, I don't know. Really weird. Okay. So, I keep pressing the wrong button. That's Street Fighter 6 new DLC coming out, as it says. It didn't say there, actually. I think they said he's coming out in, a month or two? March? I think people were saying March. He's coming out. So, if you're interested, good for you. Doesn't look too great to me, honestly. What I'd like to do next is I would like to watch 3 little preview clips, and then I'm going to skim around the full-length Xbox presentation from yesterday. We're not going to watch the whole thing because it was 50 minutes long, and it was a junk-filled presentation. So much. Oh, here's the game devs to blab for 30 minutes about what they did. No one cares. Show us the game. No one cares about your process. We don't want to see the devs. We just want to see the game. We just want good games. Sadly, you have created so much bloat in the industry with garbage AAA development. We don't care about you anymore. We just want to see good games. But it was like 50 minutes and like 40 minutes of the presentation was the game devs blabbing about nothing. So I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Okay, so let's watch this. In-game footage. That's good. In-game footage, 30 frames per second in the preview trailer. Idiots.
How can I help you, boss?
Fancy a date?
Very
Still punting chickens.
impressive.
So, coming autumn. So we don't know exactly when yet. The big thing that was revealed during the presentation is that your character is a created character. You're not stuck with that female protagonist that they've shown in all of the advertisement stuff up to now. And people were like rejoicing because no one liked that character, I guess, because they thought she was ugly or something. I mean, that's fine, but I don't know. We're going to watch more. We're going to watch the full thing. That was just a little preview clip. Here's the preview clip of Forza Horizon 6. Thankfully at 60 frames per second. What's crazy is I'll probably play this at 120 frames. I've never played a driving game at 120 frames before, so I wonder how it's going to look. It might blow my mind. Japan awaits. The largest city ever. We'll actually have parts of the real cities in it, which would be pretty cool if it does. Music. Music. I look at the bottom of the screen. Music. Thank you for the subtitle to let us know. May 19th. Cool. 4-day early. That's right. 4-day early access with the premium edition. But the question is, do you get the premium edition if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber? You notice they're not saying that yet. Obviously, I'm not going to buy this game. I'm going to get it on Game Pass Ultimate. So I guess we'll see when I get to play it, depending on if we get this or not. It's not clear. Okay. Kiln. This is the new game from Double Fine. No one knew about it, and then they dropped this trailer.
Peace. Peace.
Love.
Serenity.
Hippie stuff. Hippie stuff.
Creation.
Oh.
Now take that creation and
Shove it up your...
destroy your enemies.
Am I getting the... I am. I'm getting the closed caption bug. I didn't turn closed captioning on, but there's a new bug on YouTube that if you play any video, closed captioning is on anyway. Stupid. From Double Fine. From the makers of tons of other games that you also probably didn't play. So is it an action game? Is it a strategy game? It's hard to tell. Like, it looks like you run around, you attack other kilns, but it's hard to tell. Like, are these units on a field and you're the person controlling them like an RTS game? Or are you actively controlling them like with the controller like it's an action game? I can't really tell. Still don't know, and the trailer's almost over. I still don't know what this is. I don't know. The other thing that's very interesting, if you haven't noticed yet, because I didn't call this out yet, take a look at the bottom of the screen there. PS5. So not only is it coming out on Xbox and PC, but also PS5 all launched. So no longer are Xbox game studios making games exclusively for Xbox or PC. They're actually all PS5 launch day too. So the days of, console exclusives are done. Like Xbox at least just doesn't care anymore. They're just putting it on everything day one. So that's kind of interesting, right? All right. Well, now, this is the real direct, and for the record, like I said, it's 50 minutes long, but if you take a look, I just want you to watch this. Look at the little preview window. It's all the fucking developers blabbing. No one cares. We want to see the games. We don't want to see you blab about shit. So I'm going to skim through it to try to get some information out of it, okay?
Just a tourist in Japan. Your first goal is to join the Horizon Festival by completing the Horizon qualifiers. After that, you'll rise through the ranks, unlocking wristbands as you complete races in faster, more exciting cars. At the end of each round, you must prove you're ready to move up by completing spectacular events to...
Why do they do this? Whenever they interview a game developer now, they have to have 3 camera angles on the developer that they alternate between. We don't need that. Just there's one angle is fine. When I'm talking to you guys, do I have to go between multiple camera angles and say, hey everyone, thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you're enjoying me reacting to the developer direct today. Isn't it exciting and cool? Isn't it exciting and cool that you guys are... Wait, oh, no. Why do they do that? They think that it's fancy or something. It's not. It's stupid. Just one camera is fine.
Lock your next wristband.
Look, what are you looking at?
These include classic Horizon showcases and our new Horizon Rush events, where you show off your skills on thrilling obstacle courses like this one.
It looks good. It looks gorgeous.
In Tokyo City. When you finally earn your gold wristband, you get access to Legend Island, an exclusive region of the world with unique events, tracks, and areas to explore, and that will be a true accomplishment. Throughout that journey, all of Japan outside the Horizon Festival is yours to explore at your own pace. So,
what's going to be interesting about this is probably going to be the first game of 2026 I use my steering wheel for. I haven't really done that with my new setup yet. And I'm curious, the wheel here on the new desk and the pedals, I'm going to have to adjust the monitor. It's going to look more like I'm really driving a car now. I'll probably have to adjust the camera because I'll be more leaning back like this now rather than, I used to play just like this, but I'm going to be like leaning back like I'm actually in a car seat. It'll be pretty interesting. Curious how it's going to pan out.
let's talk about the location we've all been waiting for.
Hoboken, New Jersey. I'm excited.
Japan is the ideal location for
Oh,
our
shit. I guess Hoboken's Horizon 7.
biggest, most exciting game yet. Full of beautiful landscapes and stunning contrasts of rural and urban, modern and traditional.
That's cool.
This
I like
is our
that.
largest map, full of verticality, diverse biomes, seasonality, and breathtaking driving experiences, elevated by Japan's unique car culture. So we knew from the start that we wanted to deliver the most compelling and authentic game possible to help us create those
Stop with the two camera angles. It's so distracting. It's so fucking stupid.
experiences in-game. We
Oh.
sought out advice and insight from people who've lived with Japanese car culture their entire lives.
As someone who grew up in Los Angeles and Tokyo, both cities known for car culture,
How did you grow up in two cities at the same time? What are you talking about?
I developed a passion for cars early. I've also worked extensively supporting creative collaborations between Japanese and Western video game studios.
Again, the two angles.
Over the course of production, I had many
Look at the people in the background pretending like they're working. That's great. Look at this woman right here. Look at her. Yeah, she's totally really playing the game. Look.
conversations.
Look at her,
with
she's
the
like a
team
statue.
about the nuances and the details of Japanese culture and how
great.
to reflect these in Forza Horizon 6. As an example, when we discussed naming options for the player home at Tokyo Docks, we discussed the building number, picking 7 and 8 because those two numbers are
Not 6 and 7. If we did 6 and 7, no one would shut the fuck up about the stupid meme.
considered fortunate in Japan. In fact, these numbers are also part of a well-known Japanese proverb, Nanakorobi Yaoki, which means never
You are stupid and think this is meaningful and will pay many dollars to buy our products.
give up.
Haha.
When our team builds a Forza Horizon game, we focus on the essence
All right, I've seen enough of them blabbing. Let's fast forward. See what I mean? I don't want to see 100 people blabbing. I want to learn about the game.
of the place.
Truly authentic world for you to experience.
In Forza Horizon 6, you'll have new ways to shape that world with features that let you make a life for yourself in Japan. Our new customizable garages are the perfect place to do that. You'll find one of these at every player house, big enough for multiple cars, where you can freely decorate the entire space. And when you're done, you can invite your friends over to see what you've built.
And once you've built it, you'll never return. It's just a waste of time. Really, it's just to say it's in the game as a feature that you'll never use. Okay. Let's continue. Is this the actual end right here? I wanted to see. Yeah, where's the splash? The splash screen had all the information. Where did it go? Okay. May 19th, 2026. I'll be honest, it looks good. Like, to me, that looks really good. Okay, that looks like a great game. It's something that definitely will get at least a few streams out of. I've played Forza Horizon games at various different levels. Sometimes I've played the entire game. Sometimes I've played it more casually. Sometimes I've jumped between. So you guys have liked it up and down over the years. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you guys have really enjoyed it as like a chill stream, and other times people were like bored with it. I think because I'll be driving my actual wheel setup here, that maybe it could be a better streaming experience. It'll be something unique for the content. I hope that you guys will join me for that in May. I just don't know if it's really May 19th for us or not, because again, I'm on Game Pass Ultimate. I'm not going to buy it. So I don't know if we're going to get it on that day or earlier or whatever. I guess we'll have to find out. Okay, is it Fable now? No, it's this other game that I don't know about. What's this game called? Game Freak is the people who make Pokemon, right? Yeah, here we go. Including all the other games you don't know about because they're not prominent and no one plays them. What? Constantly challenging ourselves to construct new ideas and worldviews? That's just a false statement. You just make Pokemon, dude. No one knows about anything else you do. Okay. Well, good. I want a new experience. Oh, this is interesting. One person, one dog RPG. Nice. The music's nice. Whoa.
これまではポケットモンスターシリーズでバトルプランナーやサウンドマネージャーを務めてきました。ただ、新しいゲーム
They even did it with them. They did the 2 camera angles. Come on. Stop with the 2 camera angles. No one wants to see the fucking guy's ears.
挑戦したいという強い衝動もずっとあったんです。
Oh, a persimmon. She got a persimmon. Yummy. Oh, poor thing's hurt. Look.
最初は黙々とそのゲームでやられる感覚を
Okay, let's skip forward to real gameplay. Here we go.
植物や自然と真摯に向き合ってきました。形状を自由に変えられ
Okay, that's enough. Let's go to more actual gameplay or something.
体も出来上がっていきました。So
the creatures are animals and plants fused together. So that's why the wolf had like a vine coming out of it. It's interesting.
当時私が注目していた
Malefacts,
デ
they're
ジタル
called.
アーティストの森田裕樹さんにお願いすることにしました。
Okay, I learned as much as I need to learn about that. Let's fast forward again.
名前はクーだ。クーから目を離さない方がいい。ああ、わかってる。
ウジゴエマ、お前に輪廻の獣討伐の命を出す。
都に迫る輪廻の獣を討伐するにはエマと空の力を強化していく必要があります。そのためにこの世界に存在する強力な腐食体主を討伐し、その力を取り込んでいくことになります。
Ow, you dick! Why'd you do that?
エマにしかできない特別な役目です。腐食体はこの世界の F の対象であり、最も象徴的な存在です。汚れに寄生されて巨大化していった生物たちです。
A pig and a flower fused together. It's an interesting concept. I like the visual design of it. I wonder if it's going to be more like Monster Hunter, where you're taking down big bosses, or if it's going to be more like a more generic action game. You know what I mean?
エマと空が戦う強力な敵です。腐食体は汚れを吐き、その巨体で世界を蹂躙していきました。腐食体の中でもひときわ大きい主と呼ばれる存在は、植物を操り自身の支配地域に汚れの森を呼び出します。汚れの森に入ると周囲の環境がガラッと変わります。手強い腐食。
I just realized this is Game Freak. So this is Game Freak not making freaking Pokemon or a Nintendo game. They're actually doing cross-platform stuff. It just hit my brain. I was like, oh yeah, they're not making Nintendo exclusive. Wow.
体が襲いかかり、プレイヤーの行く手を阻むのです。そしてこの世界にはゴーレムというもう一つの勢力があります。ゴーレムは過酷な世界を生き残るため、かつての人間が魂を機械の体に転送した姿です。2000年の間に凄まじい戦闘技術を身につけましたが、一方で魂は劣化してしまっていて暴走しています。
The lore of the world is interesting. That's a very interesting story right now.
エマとクーはさまざまな人物と出会います。長い旅をサポートするブラッド、カグラであったり、あとはクナイというエマと同じように腐食体を
There we go. Let's fast forward more. Here we go.
考える時間が生まれます。 ターンベースの RPG コマンドのように考えることになります。
Whoa, it's a
スキルを磨く
hybrid. There's
ほどに
turn-based
エマ
stuff
とクーの
too.
連携は研ぎ澄まされていきます。互いに補い合う関係で2人は常につながっているんです。エマとクーにはそれぞれスキルツリーがあり、エマが行動すればクーに影響を与え、クーが行動すればエマに影響が与えられるようにしました。またエマとクーの親密度が上昇するにつれて装備できるスキルも多くなります。様々なスキルを組み合わせることで独自のプレイスタイルを作っていくことができるんです。さらにエマとクーを結びつける霊秘石やエマが受け流しを行った際に発動する刀の効果を重ねていくことなどで。
Okay, so it's action-based RPG, but it has elements as if it were turn-based as well, and the dog gets controlled like it's a turn-based game. That's interesting. That's it? Okay, this is the end right here.
渾身の新作、どうぞご期待ください。
When's this coming out? What is it? Beast of Incarnation? What's it called? Beast of Reincarnation. Summer. See, now here's the thing. A game like that, if it actually comes out in the summer and is good, it can do really well. Because summer is traditionally a time when there's very few high-profile game releases. Usually it's like an indie time of the year, right? They could do well. They just got to be sure the game is good. I mean, that's not bad at all. From Game Freak, people who only had made Pokemon, that's not bad. Now here's this kiln game. Let's just fast forward right into it.
Perfect place for the creation of a new body. And when it comes time for destruction, those shapes needed to translate into capable fighters. Pots that can compete in challenges in a way that only Pots can. Our game mode, Quench, brings all of that together in a 4v4 combat party atmosphere.
Okay.
You and your friends need to balance your pot's shape and abilities with its capacity for carrying water into enemy territory. Here, you'll navigate through the environment with your team's unique creations. Avoid or destroy incoming enemy warriors. And of course, fill your pot up with water to ultimately douse the enemy's kiln and win the game.
Got him once. Now keep at it.
Okay, so it is action-based. It's not a strategy game at all. You have different warriors that fight different ways, probably different archetypes or classes, and you do active combat. You probably respawn, and then the goal is to carry water to the enemy base and destroy the enemy base by throwing water in the kiln. Okay. We don't need to see all your rewards that you won 14, 15 years ago. This is hilarious.
Kiln, we wanted to give players what we know they've always wanted from Double Fine. A best-in-class pottery sim, of course. With this strange concept came lots of design challenges, though, because it's a game about pots that have to transform into bespoke ceramic warriors. We had to figure out how to make an art tool, a character builder, and a loadout system all together, while keeping the whole experience approachable for anyone, not just pottery masters. After many iterations balancing simulation with arcade-like simplicity, we landed on a design that lets you feel like a master potter who can easily make any pottery shape you could dream of, even if you've never seen a potter's wheel. It's weirdly satisfying. We've carefully married the clay technology with the behavior of the sculpting tools and controls.
I don't know, like for me, okay, the game itself looks fine, but do you want to sit around making pots? Like, do you have any desire to make pots? Have you ever even thought about doing that before? Like, not once in my life did I think I want to go do pottery. So why do I want to have to do pottery in the game? Is there a way to just play the game and not have to make pots? I don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to decorate. I don't want to make the pot. I just want to play the game. Like, I want to play Fall Guys, or I want to play Splatoon, or whatever the game is. I don't want to make pots. I wonder if there's a way to skip it or just auto-generate pots instead of making them yourselves.
Cups smoking popcorn. Bottles turning into swords. Jugs blaring like megaphones. Plates flinging pies. Everyone's shape is doing something different and exciting.
As you fight over the water on the battlefield and try to extinguish your opponent's kiln, you'll have to pay attention to each map's unique nuances.
Okay, that's enough. So it's an action game. You build different character types, you fight with them, and you put out water, and it's a team-based combat game online. You know, it'll probably end up being similar to the success of like how Fall Guys had some prominence or whatever. I don't think it's going to do super well. When's it coming out?
Online multiplayer pottery party brawler.
Spring, supposedly. Okay. Okay. All right. So now, the big one I think we're all waiting for. Fable. Dun dun.
Hi, welcome to Playground Games, where I'm thrilled to share our very first deep dive into a game we've been making here for a really, really long time.
I just want to say before we even watch a single piece of the Fable presentation, someone made a really good point the other day on social media that I was reading. They said you have to understand something. With any of these studios, these developers who have a long track record in history, you have to understand that with the games that they're going to put out this year are not the games of the past because those people don't work there anymore. So, for example, when a new Assassin's Creed comes out from Ubisoft and it's like, wow, this game sucks, how could it be so bad? It's because none of the people who made the good ones work there anymore. They're gone. So in this case, Playground Games, Fable 1, 2, and 3, if you liked those games, great. Sadly, don't expect this new Fable to play like Fable 1, 2, and 3. They may have elements from them, but you have to expect it's going to be very different. The tone, certain parts of it, is, even though they're going to probably do like fan service, it's a new group. This probably is not the same people making the game, even though they might claim it's the same group, it's the same company. It's not. I mean, you're talking 15 years plus. You're not going to get the same game, the same quality. It's different people making stuff now. I think that's a good point.
Fable.
I also like it's just Fable. No, it's not. We already have Fable. And 2 and 3. This is not Fable. This is, I guess, your attempt to reboot the series, but it's not. You can't just use that name. You should have called it something new. That way people would have known it was a new Fable and not the original.
Playground Games is renowned for fun, immersive, and visually stunning open-world experiences.
No, you're not. No, you're not. 15, 20 years ago, you were. Not anymore. You haven't made a game. So you're not known for that. That's a lie.
Since 2010, we've been developing the Forza Horizon series right here in Royal Leamington Spa.
All right, well, fair enough. If they're talking about Forza Horizon, that's correct. I thought he meant to say like an RPG style. So I take that back then if that's what he was describing.
A charming little town in the middle of England. As Horizon has grown, so...
Okay, let's get to the game. Enough of learning about your million-person dev team and how you spent 14 years making the game. We want to see the game. Where is the game?
Scars. So the hero you play represents you.
But as well as your appearance, you can be the hero you want to be through the way you play, through the skills and abilities you learn, and through the weapons you use.
Just like the...
Once again, they're only showing 30 frames. Don't ask me why. Forza Horizon was shown at 60. They could have done this at 60. It looks like choppy as hell. I don't know why they do this when they're trying to present their games. There should be a staunch rule against it. If you're going to do a reveal trailer, if you're going to do a deep down, a deep dive into your games to advertise them, you need to be 60 frames or don't even put it out. This looks like
Classic
shit.
Trilogy. Heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will. Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities.
But, I mean, seriously, when was the last game any of us played a game in 30 frames? 5 years ago? Why are you advertising your game in 30 frames?
Gives us style-weaving combat. Allowing you to show off your personal playstyle against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat.
I like that they failed to show a large group of enemies when he said that. Like, could you show us what it looks like? No.
You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
We're excited to be bringing back some fan-favorite adversaries for you to fight. Hobbs are back, as are Balverines, Hollowfolk, and Trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies too, like this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
I mean, okay, it looks like Fable, doesn't it? Which is fine, but it's 2026, and Fable was prominent 15 years ago, so what is new? Well, actually, more than 15 years ago, so what is new now that's going to sell us on this game and make us be, like, blown away? Because you can't just do the same thing 15, 20 years later and expect you're going to get the same reaction, right?
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do when you weren't just being a hero. The normal...
I love it because they show the dev team. It's like, so all these people were like 13 years old when the original games were out. Do you see what I'm saying about just because you're the same group or you have the same, you know, it's the same company. Dude, these people were in diapers when the games were out. So they don't know anything about it. They're trying to emulate what a previous group has done. They're all in their like 20s and 30s.
All everyday stuff which happened when you interacted with the people of Albion.
For me, what I remember most vividly are the inhabitants of Albion and the things you can do with them or to them.
The crazy thing about the classic Fable.
Okay, let's get to it. Stop talking. Stop fucking blabbing.
Dude, and you see the ripple effects of the things you do everywhere you go.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name.
Oh, come on. No, stop. They're doing it again. They're over-promising, and they're going to under-deliver. They're doing it again. They did that with the original Fable. Do you remember in the original Fable, they massively overpromised all of these things, and when the game came out, it didn't have any of them? And people were like, what? Why are they doing this again? See what I mean? The dev team is too young to even remember the controversy around the original Fable. So now they don't realize that if they do this again, they're going to get the same rep. You can't do that. Oh.
A role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
Oh, no. Why are you saying this?
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies.
Do they realize that people are now going to do that? Like, people will have entire, you know, exposés on, I followed this guy around all day. Let's see what he did and see if they were truthful or if it was bullshit.
And go home to bed.
But what's even cooler is that you can talk to every single one of them in fully voiced conversations and interact with them in loads of different ways. Maybe the job they go to is working for you because you hired them to...
Yes, I truly believe that they made 1,000 unique characters in this video game that all have full voice-acted dialogue and dialogue trees that are unique and make every person feel real. I totally believe everything you're telling me right now. There's absolutely no way that you could be fibbing.
To work in one of your businesses.
Hey, you. Working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh. And that's great. I do that every time I play. That's when I get my jollies off. Oh, I love it.
You're awful.
Look, and then I spit on them when I see them on the streets.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
Morality has always been super important to Fable. That tension between good and evil underpinned all of the original games. And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective. No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
Wow, you see how synced her lips were to what she was saying?
They'll remember things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make. And they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you. But the people of Albion will. Loudly.
Imbecile.
Your reputation is created by the choices you make, and you are going to make a lot of them. Big choices, little choices, moral choices, and some choices that will actually change the landscape of Albion for the rest of your game.
And how many of those choices are actually required and critical to the story, and how many choices are just optional and most people will skip by and not realize that they have any impact or are completely superfluous to playing and completing the game? That's my actual question. Because it's nice to have that system in there, but if it's not necessary to do anything important in the story, why would anyone bother with it unless they're trying to milk content? You see? Curious. Because it's interesting, if you have to make these critical choices during the plot and they affect the world, that's different than, oh, this is an optional system we built in, but no one's going to do it.
We call this idea, your choices change the world. Let's give you an example.
Good. Yes, please.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem. It'll be your job to deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house prices. It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister.
In Fable, the choices you make will define you. What does being a hero mean to you?
At Playground Games, we've built...
Okay, so that's it? Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That's the end of it. Yep. So when is that coming out? Where is the closing screen to tell us when it's coming out? There's no closing screen to tell you when it's coming out? What the fuck?
A pedigree for beautiful,
When does it come out?
immersive, open-world experiences. Yes, they've typically involved sports cars, but this is a passion project for all of us here. Every member of this team, which we've built from scratch, has two key things in common: a deep love for the franchise and a burning desire to bring it back. We're making this for Fable fans just like us, but also to introduce Fable to gamers who've never played the series before. It's been great to finally tell you a little about the game we're making. There'll be much more to share as we get closer to our launch. I'm excited to tell you today that Fable is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in autumn 2026. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
I just found it fascinating that the entire presentation basically was everything's cross-platform now. We don't make stuff for Xbox anymore, basically. Wow. All right, so here's the thing. What do I think about that? I think it has potential to be good, but I think they just massively overpromised. I don't believe there's 1,000 unique NPCs with unique stories and you can follow them around all day and they have a real life. I don't believe any of that. I don't believe they have unique dialogue trees. None of that. It's all baloney. It could be a good game. It might not be. We don't know because they still haven't really shown much of it, right? All they're showing is basic combat and talking about the NPCs in the world, and that's it. We don't even know what the story is yet. So it could be good. The thing is, I don't know if I believe that it's going to be anywhere like the original games because, again, look at the dev team. It's like people in their 20s and early 30s. It's like these people weren't around when these games were out. So even though you claim to be a fan, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to know what made those games special to begin with, what people really liked about them. Hell, just in the original Fable trilogy from 1 to 3, by 3, a lot of people said, they forgot what these games were about and what made them special. So now we're 15 plus years later. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I'm feeling all right about it. I want to try it for sure. I want to give them a chance. I want to see how they can do. All right, I guess we'll have to see. Maybe there'll be more information before the fall. Okay. Cool. All righty, guys. That was a lot of reacting. Holy crap, I knew that was going to take a long time, but hey, we got it done. Overall, I am excited for Forza Horizon 6. I am excited for that other game, Beast of Reincarnation, looks pretty good now, I would say. It's decent, something different. Fable, I'll be cautiously optimistic about it. Kiln, I don't know if I'll play it or not. If it's on Game Pass, I'll probably give it a shot, but I don't know if I'm really going to like it. I don't really want to make fake pots. And Alex's Street Fighter 6, I don't feel very positive about at all, but maybe I'll give him a shot when he comes out. Okay. Codoink says the fact they're calling it Fable and not a new IP is enough, but that's the point I'm making. Maybe they should have called it a new IP, because what they're doing now is they're nostalgia baiting you on the name. But that doesn't mean that the game's going to be like the other games, because it's a new dev team. So they could be completely different off pace here, you know, and just trying to get the name recognition. I don't know how I feel about that. You know? I'll see you tonight, Jade. Sounds good. All right, we got some shout-outs to do quickly here. Someone tipped a buck is complaining about the spamming on the Kick Chat. So I'm not sure what to do about it, because if I ban those accounts, they just come back anyway. If you haven't noticed, it's not like we haven't banned the accounts that spam the Kick Chat. They come back. So how about this? Everyone in Kick Chat, stop spamming emotes. I'm actually now officially getting complaints about it from people who actually want to use the Kick Chat and say they can't anymore. So if I see it, you're just going to get banned. You know that spamming is not allowed. So if you spam, you're going to get banned. And if I continue to see complaints, I'm going to continue to ban more and more accounts. I don't know what else to say. Like, stop spamming the chat with emotes for no reason. It's stupid, right? Okay. Excuse me. That's false. Someone tipped $1.43, says Fable is confirmed to have the entire original team behind it. No, they don't now have every single employee that used to working on that game. That's ridiculous. Can't wait for Forza and White Claws. Okay. Well, thank you for the $1.43 tip. Just a completely false statement. First thing in the tip was completely false. Someone tipped the buck, says, it seems RPGs in the last 10 years or so have little merit beyond escapism. So they have nothing to offer to players who already enjoy their day-to-day lives. What do you think? I don't know about that. See, here's the thing. If you can find a game that has something that feels truly unique or best in class, I think it works. So, for example, Clair Obscur. Why is Clair Obscur such a good game? Insanely good graphics. A very, very unique narrative, which I've never heard in any game before and probably will never hear again. They really came up with a really original story. And gameplay that is reminiscent of, you know, RPGs from yesteryear, but actually modernizes the formula and extrapolates upon it to make it better. So, you know, some people have argued, oh, well, Clair Obscur is just Super Mario RPG. Well, you're right. I mean, that's really where the timed button presses in turn-based combat started. But man, Clair Obscur, with dodging, parrying, and these interesting, unique builds for each character, completely advanced that formula to be unique and different. Okay? Now, you can argue, yeah, Clair Obscur is just kind of an escapist game. You're you know, but you're fine. But the point I'm making here is that basically, if you do something better than everyone else, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem, is that most games that are coming out in the modern day aren't trying to be better than anyone else. They're just like trying to paint by numbers. Well, what is it that makes a successful game? Well, if we have 30 to 40 hours of gameplay, if we have graphics of a certain level, if we have this amount of open world missions, if we have, you know, it's like they have a checklist, a gaming checklist, and they say, hey, what do we need to sell to make money for the shareholders or whatever? And so they take this list out and they start checking boxes and they say, okay, go work on that. You go work on that. You go work on that. Well, what about the game? Like, is the game unique? Is the game fun? Does the game stand out? Is the game culturally relevant? Is it a unique experience? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you even making this game? So that's what I think they need to do with these games. Like Fable, you look at that game, you're like, okay, what's unique about it? There's 1,000 unique NPCs, all of which are real. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're full of crap. I think there's going to be probably, maybe 50 unique NPCs in the game that have dialogue and story. The rest of them are all repetitive nonsense with random name generator, but they all have the same animations. They walk around and do the same things. The dialogue is repeated. It's, you know what I mean? I don't believe you. You shouldn't lie about what makes your game unique. Tell us truly what's unique about the game. Like, I remember in the original Fable games, the catch was there is a narrative and you must complete the narrative, but you have critical story points in the narrative where you can choose to either be good or bad. And depending on the choices you make, it changes the story. So you could replay the game 3-4 times, and each time make the different dialogue or the different choice branch is different, and you can see different outcomes. In fact, in one of the Fable games, or maybe in all of them, your physical appearance changes depending on if you're good or evil. And that was one of the appealing things about the game. Okay? Great. So what is unique about Fable that I need to play it, and it's not the same as all other RPGs? Did they even explain? Besides, oh, it's Fable. Okay, great. Name recognition. I get that. But what actually is unique about your game? Oh, well, we have 1,000 NPCs. You don't. So stop lying. What's really unique about your game? That's what I want to know. Right now, they haven't spoken about the story at all. So, we don't know yet, right? We don't know what's actually going to happen. That'll make it stand out. Rubbish Bin, thank you for a gifted membership. I appreciate the support, Rubbish Bin. Thank you so much. Okay, so we did a whole lot of talking, right? We have. The one thing we didn't talk about, we need to figure out a DSP tries it for Monday, okay? The question is, what do we want to do? To be honest, I don't know. What do you guys think we should do on Monday for DSP tries it, okay? I know that Wendy's has new chicken tenders with dipping sauces. I know that Taco Bell has some dippable, like, steak burritos, and also they brought back the quesarito. There's a new version called the Volcano Quesarito. And there is a pizza chain called Papa Murphy's around here that eventually I want to get to try. But I don't know if there's anything else that has happened that's new. There is a seasonal chicken tortilla soup at Chick-fil-A, okay? Is there anything else going on? Are you guys aware of anything else? I'm just curious. Mediterranean food, we already did that. We already did the Mediterranean food in my area, so it would basically be a retreading of that, like going back to the same place again. I could do that, and I like Mediterranean food, but I don't know how well that would do. Denny's is better than Wendy's. Oh, man. See, I think there is a Denny's in my area, but I've never eaten at it, so I don't know. We could do Denny's once as a trying thing. I don't know how good it would be, if good at all. Haggis, there's no one around here. I live in the Pacific Northwest, right outside the outskirts of Seattle. There is no haggis in my area to be had, sadly. Denny uses fake eggs in their omelets. You have to ask for a real egg. What? What eggs do they use? Are they using egg substitute? Like not even real eggs? IHOP is better than everyone. Well, my wife and I, every once in a while, we do get IHOP breakfasts, and they're pretty good. I'll admit that. I never really eaten the IHOP like dinners. I think once years ago I got an IHOP burger and it was okay. Pancakes are the only good thing at IHOP. They're pretty good. The thing is, I'm not one for sweets. So if I get pancakes, I'll get plain or I'll get like blueberry. And that's like it. Like I don't want any of their crazy candy pancakes, decadent pancakes smothered in chocolate and whipped cream. I don't like that stuff. So is there anything else new that I need to know about? Food offerings? Anyone know if anything new has happened? Because if not, I might have to make a determination for Monday. I'll have to think about it, but I have to pick something. I can't try the new Fallout meal because the new Fallout meal is at that chicken place, Dave's Hot Chicken. There is none in my area. The closest one is actually in Seattle, which is too far away to order and have delivered. So, no, there's no Waffle Houses in the Pacific Northwest. McLeod's Scottish pub in Seattle has haggis. Yes, but that's an hour away. Seattle is an hour away from me. Chinese food? We actually did do the Chinese food out here. I don't know if it was last year. It probably was. I ordered it, and we did it for DSP Tries It. Or actually, it might have been a Feasting with the King. We just don't have a lot of authentic Chinese out here. We have a lot of other things, but the Chinese is actually quite scarce. We have a lot of fast food Chinese, but nothing really authentic or good. No big boys out here. Nope. Why don't I do an IRL stream where I go and get haggis? Because I would never do a live IRL stream. People would troll it. I could never do that. The only way I could do IRL is offline and then just record and make an edited video of it. In regards to why would I not do that? Because it wouldn't make any money for me. My videos don't get a lot of viewership on demand. So why would I take time away from a stream to drive to Seattle to do an IRL video of me trying haggis to put it out to get 1,000 views? Do you think I'm stupid? It's not a reward, dummy. There's no rewards because we don't have goals anymore, so enjoy your ban. Idiot. Panda Express, yeah, we never did it. We were talking about doing it at the end of last year, and we never went. We never did Panda Express. I could eventually do that. There's one right near me. I just don't think it's going to be very good, to be honest with you, but we could try it as a DSP tries it one time if you really want me to. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing, man? No, I've never had Fat Burger or Burger Master. I've never actually, like, seen one. I've heard of them, but I've never seen them. King Michael, how are you? Good to see you. We haven't done Hawaiian in a long time? Well, that's because there's only one real good Hawaiian place here, and I've done it already. So if I just do Hawaiian food, it's going to be the same food again, you know? I remember we did the Spam Musubi, and I got some of the barbecue stuff, and I was not impressed with the Spam Musubi. I thought it was just okay. Oxtail I had once, Coda Oink. It was absolutely disgusting. It smelled like dirty gym socks and tasted equally disgusting. I took one bite. I was like, I'm not eating the rest of that. No, I've never been to a Seahawks or a Kraken game. I don't watch or attend sports. I mean, yeah, I guess we could do Panda Express at some point as a DSP tries because I haven't done it. So I would say Panda Express, the new Wendy's tenders, the new Taco Bell stuff, and the Papa Murphy's. And then if anything new comes out in between, let me know. But also, I don't have to do it every week. But I wanted to do one this week. It's a shorter week, but I figured I would do one on Monday. But I don't have to do it every week because, again, it's no longer a reward or anything. We just do it whenever there's something worth doing. McDonald's or Burger King if I had to choose. Like, sometimes I crave McDonald's. I'll crave, like, a couple double cheeseburgers or a McChicken sandwich or something like that. I think the best thing they have is the quarter pounder with cheese. Because, you know, every once in a while you crave that greasy fried food stuff, right? But Burger King, like, I think Burger King has that, the staple Whopper, the regular Whopper is legit a decent burger. I like it. They haven't really changed it over the years. So every time that you get the Whopper, you know what you're going to get. It's not like you get the Whopper, you're like, oh, what happened? They changed it. It's pretty much the same thing. So in that regard, I think I would go with Burger King and the Whopper over McDonald's regularly, for sure. No, sadly, no good barbecue places in my area. And I wouldn't want to eat a lot of barbecue because I can't eat a lot of red meat. That's why when I eat this fast food, it's like my rarity for the week. If I get like a burger or something, like that's my red meat for the week. I don't really eat red meat. So if I'm going to get barbecue, that's kind of like a bad meal for me. You know, imagine if I got a barbecue platter of pulled pork, ribs, brisket. Like, that's bad, really bad. I'm not supposed to eat that stuff. We did order pho. That's what I got the oxtail in, and it was disgusting. But the thing is, I don't want to order soups. Delivery soup is probably a bad idea. Number one, you know when the soup shows up, it's not going to be representative of what it was supposed to be at the restaurant if it got delivered. And number two, I don't want to eat big liquid things in my studio and get it all over my equipment. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. Maybe since today we reacted so much that maybe we'll do on Sunday. Let's 100% determine on Sunday what we're doing Monday and the options we already talked about. I would say let's not do pizza this week. Let's do either the Wendy's, the Taco Bell, or the Panda Express. In fact, I don't even know what they have at Panda Express right now, so maybe we'll look it up and we'll see if they have anything new. And we'll confirm, we'll look between the three and confirm and figure out what I want to do for Monday. Because for the record, the DSP Tries It that I did this week hasn't done great. As of now, it fails to even have 1,000 views. It has like 700 views. It's been a few days, but I mean, typically, when I do fast food, it does better. Every episode of fast food has gotten between 1,000 to 2,000 views or more, while this one, this Jersey Mike's only did 700 views. So the fast food stuff, I think a lot of people like more because they can go get it right now, and it's more prominent and common. Like a Wendy's episode versus, a sandwich episode or a restaurant episode. A Wendy's episode will do like double. So we'll see. We'll talk about it on Sunday morning. We'll figure this out, okay? Okay. Any final concerns? Any topics you guys would like to talk about before we adjourn? And then we get set up for the conclusion of Claire Obscure. This would be the time if you have any ideas or things you want to chat about. Definitely not French. What on earth are you talking about? He goes, what about a segment where viewers cook for Phil and he reviews it? I'm an online streamer. Online over the internet. Anyway. Oh, clearly not. Jamie says, I tried to ask you a few times and noticed a difference with the Razer controller, but you always get distracted. So, number one, this is the lightest controller I think I've ever used. No exaggeration. It's just like so light compared to anything else. I like the thumbsticks. They're a little bit looser than other thumbsticks. They're not tight. Like I would say the thumbsticks on the Xbox Elite controller were much tighter than this, but I like how loose they are. I think because these are the Hall effect joysticks. I love the clickiness and the nice ease of use of the face buttons. That was another problem with the Elite, is that the face buttons were tougher, like harder push, like more resistance, and they were hard plastic, and these are not. These are like more comfortable. Personally, I think that the shoulder buttons are very responsive. I've been using them to parry in Claire Obscure, and it works really well. I would say the two things I haven't really tested yet, I haven't used the triggers that much, nor have I really used the D-pad that much. Now, I'm going to start playing Hollow Knight on Sunday. So I'm going to be using this D-pad a heck of a lot. So I'm going to have a much better idea of what I think about the D-pad once I start playing Hollow Knight. For what I've used it for, I've actually really liked it. Okay? So there you go. And by the way, really good battery life. I rarely need to charge it. Like maybe every few days I really need to charge it, but I charge it more often than that because I'm so used to being paranoid about battery life, but the battery life is exceptionally good on here. So overall, I really, really like the controller. Is it expensive? Yeah, but it has a lot of nice features. Oh, the grip too. It has this nice textured grip to it. It's not smooth like other controllers. Like sit nice in your hands. It's really, and I also like the fact it's the Xbox thumbstick layout. I hate the PlayStation thumbstick layout where they're side by side. I like that there's one up and one down. I really like that too. So there you go. However, understand for the price, it doesn't come with a lot of the fancy stuff other controllers come with. Like it doesn't have a charging dock. You just have to use a USB cable. And a lot of controllers for that price range would have like a fancy case and charging dock and all that stuff. And this one doesn't really have that. So just know that it really is a controller first, you know. How expensive? It was $200. Yeah, the Wolverine is $200. Alex, what are you talking about? He says, why do we vote for games if we're playing Hollow Knight anyway? The chat voted for Dredge to be played on Sunday. Huh? No. That didn't happen? Alex, did you just show up? Because I already explained what we're doing. So Sunday, we're doing Hollow Knight. Monday night, I'm doing a second tryout stream. We're going to do a second half hour of Dredge to see if we can get to the horror elements. Because obviously, that's really where the game is unique. And we didn't get to them the first time. But then we're also going to try another probably 2 games. That'll be new, fresh games on Monday night. So we're giving Dredge another chance. Okay? It is going to get more gameplay on Monday night. And we'll see from there what happens. Sounds like you came in late. It's funny because some people say Dredge is really good and others are like Dredge sucks. Like people seem to be really split on this. They can't decide. Yeah, I forgot to play the music after we were done reacting. You're right. I didn't renew the music here. Here you go. It's fine. Not a big deal. Welcome to the DSP Jam session here on the Level 1 podcast. What is this music? All right. Well, I think we're getting ready to adjourn the show. And like I said, we're going to start right into the Simon boss fight. But what I'm going to do is change my parties up a little bit, the party orders. And I need to double check my Pictos because someone was telling me that I actually screwed up. And I didn't take all the shields off with my Pictos, and that's one of the reasons I'm having more difficulty. So I'll have to take a look at that. But we're going to try to beat Simon. I hope we get it done today. Because like I said, if we don't get it done today, I'm probably never doing it. I don't know if and when I would come back to it. I've now done so many different streams of Clair Obscur, and this is going to be the final one, okay? Going to move on to new content next week. What's up, Rush Frog? How you doing? Okay. Okay, folks. It is time to say goodbye. I'm sorry. So here's the deal. I am not going to be here tomorrow because tomorrow's my day off. I will return on Sunday. And on Sunday, we will have a podcast in the morning. We will have a major stream of Hollow Knight and RimWorld on the late stream. Next week will be big variety, okay? We'll be doing a major stream of Street Fighter 6, likely trying out Sagat. We'll be doing a stream of this new High Guard game, all right? We'll be trying some new stuff on night streams to see what works. We may or may not be playing new games there. It is a shorter week, only a 4-day week, okay? So it's going to be a unique week, and then after that, we get back to normal. In fact, the week after that is going to be extremely long with a marathon at the end of it, okay? Sound good? All right, everyone. Well, I want to say thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. I really appreciate everyone who comes out and hangs out with me when I have a chance to do these awesome loaded shows. And I hope that you enjoyed today's React-a-thon. Have a good, safe Saturday. I'll be back on Sunday to chill and play more games. I will see you all then. Everyone, peace out. See you Sunday.